Now, in order to explain how important balance is, I'm going to start by using a few simple conventions that we already understand in baseball, that whether people know they're doing it or not, they're trying to create balance. Um, there's a technique here known as and I'm making up this name, but it's the best name that I can come up for it. It's called the inert contributor. And the inert contributor is very simple. You'll see guys walking around with their glove like this, okay? And you sometimes look at him and you go like, okay, why is he holding his glove like that? Well, the reason he's holding his glove like that, or she, if it's softball, or whoever it is that's playing, this is a place where the glove is not creating an out of balance situation. In other words, the glove and the weight of the glove is relatively unimportant to what's going on. In other words, you're not swinging it down at your side and it's all over the place and you're all over the place because of the glove. It's packed away the same way you would pack away a firearm. Whether you knew you were doing this or not doesn't matter. For a pitcher, this becomes a very, very standardized way of doing things. And it's a way to contribute to balance. I'll explain the name, the inert contributor. When you're throwing the ball, okay, wherever this glove goes out, wherever it goes, it is affecting how the ball is going to come out of this hand. And until you realize that, you're always going to have an erratic result for where the ball is coming out. So you'll see a lot of players who will go like this. They'll rear back to throw the ball, and they'll pull the glove in like this and let the ball fly. The glove here again is out of play. It's not contributing to balance. It's not taking anything out of balance. It just simply is taken out of the action. Pitchers will adapt this. Pitchers will adapt this because they want the ball to go over the plate. They want to strike out the batter. And there are better ways to use the balance. This is a position of balance, though. This is something that you might not be aware of, or you were doing, or you didn't know how to do it, or you've seen people do it, but this is one of those things that has to do with balance. Now, there's another principle in baseball: elbows out, equal to each other, wherever they are. That's another position of balance. And you'll hear many coaches talk about it in an important way, because when you throw the ball, they want your elbows to be equal and opposite each other so that your torso is not thrown out of balance. So that when you go to throw the ball, okay, the ball flies off into the blue yonder, wherever it's going to go, you still can recoup. You're still standing up on the field, you're doing fine. We've all seen it in every game where there's one player out there who threw the ball so hard he fell over sideways. And that's good for the drama of the game and everything, but it's not really what the player wants to do. The player wants to maintain his balance, stay doing good, stay upright, and all of that being said, it's fun to play baseball, and if you're going to go on the ground, you're going to go on the ground. But in respect to what a pitcher has to do, it's critical that he maintains balance at every possible moment because of the rotator cuff, because of other places in the body where if you just simply yank something or jerk something, you're going to get a result that you're not looking for. And what I'm saying by that, what I mean by that is an injury, which none of us want. I think that covers that point pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what the typical pitching stance is for many pitchers. Here's what they will do. Bring the leg up, then back out this way, and then bring this hand out. The arm will come back to throw, and you're going to bring in the inert contributor right to here so that this balance is out of play, and you've got strength and power with no distractions, with nothing pulling you off. then you're going to let the ball slide. Here's a throw. That's what it would be like. Now, there are better ways to get balance, and a lot of pitchers unconsciously will pull off something equivalent to this. They'll rear up, they're ready to go. This arm comes out, okay? This arm comes forward, and then they will pull the glove down to the side of the hip. It's typical Timmy Lincecum kind of stuff. You know, most pitchers will do this. A lot of pitchers will do this. Kershaw does it sometimes. The glove is basically out of play, but they're not really thinking about where the glove went or where it's supposed to go. There are some pitchers who make it a distinct point to make sure that the arms are opposite each other and that there is balance in what's going on. And this is something that I've adapted as a total counterbalance. I got a lot of it from Japanese pitchers, and you watch Tim Lincecum, boy, he does this just great. He does it better. Sandy Koufax does a real good one. Sandy Koufax tends to come out like this, and you'll hear people talk about him showing the inside of the glove to the catcher. But ultimately what it comes down to is that the glove comes down here, okay? This hand with the ball is moving down, okay? So you have a counterbalance. You have a counterbalance. It's so counterbalanced that it tends to fool you that you're not doing anything. So when you come down with the ball and you come with the glove like this, okay, and then you pull this glove back as this arm comes forward with the ball, okay, you want to have a place where the glove is going to end up, and for me it's on the belt loop in the rear. That's what I do for total counterbalance. And of course I'm at the point, you know, as a senior player, balance for me is everything. Now for you it may be something different. You may have a different idea of the way you want to find balance on the field, and for each person, because of their arm slot, you know, the way you come forward, some will fire over the top, some are off to the side, some are submarine pitchers. You know, you just want to throw that ball underhanded. Let's face it, it's easy to do it that way. Your balance is going to change based on your physical makeup. Your balance is going to change based on how you can progress through the series of mechanics that are going to take you where you want to go. You don't want to rush this kind of process. And when I say that, what I'm trying to bring to mind is you're going to sit with it for a while and figure out a few different things. You could try this thing. This is the Bob Feller Classic, okay? He loves to do it, okay? That's what Bob did, and that's how he managed to get that ball to fly as well as he did. You look at somebody like Roger Clemens, and Roger Clemens is very, very conventional. He just works on brute strength. He has the capacity to take the ball, just rear it back in that huge strong arm and whip it forward. That's what Roger had going for him, and boy, he could throw it as straight as an arrow. That's just the way he was. He had incredible strength. None of these players really had too much problem with balance, but a lot of them do. And if you're going to pitch, you want to have balance. You absolutely have to have it. As soon as you have balance, as soon as you find what your ideal way of doing things is going to be, and here's mine, okay? This leg comes back like this all the way. I use the inertia, throw it forward. The hands come apart. The glove actually goes up in the air to counterbalance the bounce, and I'm going like this. That's what it is for me. It's going to be different for everybody, of course. But then you have the second component of what's going to go into this game, and that's going to be power. That's going to be for another video. I hope you enjoyed this little discussion here on balance. Again, this is Tony Wilder for Beginning Pitching. Thank you.